Hi, I'm Ernie Shimizi, and tonight we're coming to you from the James Beard House here in New York City. We're with Susan Ongaro, who's president of the James Beard Foundation, and thank you for inviting us. It's great to be here in New York City.
And we love having Hamptons TV here at the historic James Beard House.
You have a busy night, so I'm not going to hold you for too long because we have our big event
Yes.
on July 23rd in the Hamptons.
Right. Well, almost every night of the year, 220 days out of the year, there are wonderful dinners here at the James Beard House, and we hope that all the people who listen to you will come to New York sometimes. Anybody can come to a dinner here. But of course, we're really excited about the party of the Hamptons every summer for over 25 years now. We've had the James Beard Chefs and Champagne celebration at Wolfer Estate Vineyard, a beautiful setting where, I know all of your listeners will really enjoy an incredible evening.
A big party, the biggest party of the Hamptons summer, and that party is for a great cause, and that's supporting the work of the foundation.
Absolutely. And every year we raise money for scholarships. We also give out a Christian Wolfer Scholarship in his name from the founder of Wolfer Estate Vineyards. But we also are really proud of the fact that we always honor an important chef in the nation to come and join everybody in the Hamptons with over 30 chefs to really celebrate the work of James Beard and our mission. So this year we're really excited to have multiple James Beard award-winning chef, television star, Chef John Besh from New Orleans.
And also the best auction, silent auction that you could ever imagine is part of that event.
Well, we really call it a party with a purpose. And so when you come, you not only enjoy great champagnes and great flowing wine and incredible tastings from over 30 of really the Northeast's best chefs, but you also have an opportunity to bid on really one-of-a-kind culinary and travel auction items. So, everybody comes in hungry and thirsty, and I think they leave very satisfied, and many of them with a great auction item that they got at a great bargain.
Wow, 40 chefs, 40 plus tastings, the greatest party you could ever imagine, and plenty of champagne.
Yes, and Ernie, this year's champagne is from Baron de Rothschild, and we're really excited to be able to serve that along with great Wolfer wines to all of the people who join us at the party.
Wow, champagne will be flowing, a great event. We invite our viewers, jamesbeard.org/chefs and champagne. You'll find it, buy your tickets, be part of the event, and we're looking forward to a great event in the Hamptons.
It'll be a wonderful night. Thank you.
Continued success to the James Beard Foundation and to your leadership and your staff. Best staff in the world.
Thank you, and right back at you.
Thank you so much.
Our foundation's mission is to celebrate, nurture, and honor America's diverse culinary heritage and future through programs that inspire and educate. And clearly tonight's dinner is going to educate us on so many aspects of our U.S. and African American history that so many of us don't know enough about, and I'm really just so grateful to the Hemings Foundation and to Chef Ashbel McElveen for bringing this incredible group of chefs and historians together. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much, and I'd just like to thank the Beard Foundation for allowing us to come and do this and to co-partner with us to present the real narrative of American food history. And so I am thrilled, on behalf of the foundation, we are thrilled to be here and to connect with so many other chefs and who don't know the contribution of James Hemings and how pivotal he was in our nation's time of history. And so we're endeavoring to work with you and with foundations like the John Besh Foundation and the Chef's Move program to actually bring more diversity in the fine dining. And once people understand the importance of the African American contribution to fine dining in America, the whole narrative will change.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're doing tonight, is changing that narrative.
And we're happy that you're doing it here at the James Beard House.
An exciting night here at the James Beard Foundation House, and we're with Chef Ashbel, and this is a big night, isn't it?
This is a very big night, a historical night, and we're excited to be here.
Let's talk about yourself. You're an accomplished chef, but you are a founder of a very important organization.
Well, the organization is the James Hemings Foundation, and was founded to honor James Hemings, America's first classically trained chef. He was enslaved to Thomas Jefferson and went to Paris with Jefferson, but he went and trained in the best places and became a chef de cuisine. And what's notable about James is that he brought iconic foods to America.
It's an amazing story because he was one of the first to be trained in France.
Absolutely. The very first American to be trained as a classical chef. The first American.
And also fusion, right? A fusion of
Well,
Virginia and...
Yeah, he one of his brilliance, in the cuisine was marrying typical Virginian plantation fare with fine French cooking. And he created that style in Paris as Jefferson missed the flavors of the South and the home. And James created this fusion of French, half and half Virginian. And he was known for that.
Now, the Hemings name is very famous in Revolutionary War history.
Yes.
And he's part of that family. He's a...
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's a part of that family. And today we're very honored to have Gail Jessup White, who is also a descendant of the Hemings family. Her great-great-great-grandfather was Peter Hemings. And Peter was the person that James was obligated to teach everything he knew before Jefferson signed his freedom papers. And that was her ancestor.
And that was a brother of James.
That was James's brother. And James and Sally's brother, and half-brother to Jefferson's wife, Martha.
It's an interesting story for our viewers because Thomas Jefferson, James Hemings was a slave to Thomas Jefferson. The only way that he can get out of being a slave was to train his brother, I read, to become the chef for Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
Because he wanted to stay in Philadelphia where he could be free instead of going back to Monticello.
Well, he wanted his freedom. And, all people that were enslaved want their freedom. And James just happened to be one of those special people. He actually, while he was in France, he was under French law free. But he came back to this country with Jefferson. And I really feel strongly that his family ties are what brought him back to this country. And, just the love of family. And he considered the white Jeffersons to be a part of that family. And in fact, he and his brother Robert saved the white Jeffersons from peril when Jefferson was governor of Virginia, spirited them away from Monticello and hid them from the British who were trying to capture them, but left his own family in peril at Monticello. So the black family was left in peril. But he and Robert, his brother, saved Jefferson's family twice, not once, but twice. And it's this whole richness of our food history that is being overshadowed. But thank God that we have this whole narrative now to change that whole thing.
Chef, it's a big night. You're going to be cooking a very important dinner.
Yes.
And this is what brings you here to the James Beard Foundation house.
Yeah.
The meal you're preparing tonight has a historical
it has
story to it.
It's a historical meal, but it's the inspiration that all the chefs that's cooking with me on this dinner. It's not just me, but many chefs are cooking on this dinner, and their inspiration is James Hemings and his contributions. So that's the very good thing about tonight.
Well, we welcome this opportunity to bring James Hemings to light to our viewers. They need to know about this person involved with Alexander Hamilton and James Madison and Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
And thank you for starting this foundation and bringing this to our attention and being here tonight.
Well, thank you for coming tonight, and we encourage you all to support the James Hemings Foundation.org.
We're here at the James Beard House in New York City, And soon it'll be time for Chefs in Champagne, and I'm with the honoree, Mr. John Besh, Chef John Besh. Congratulations, you join a list of some amazing people who've been honored with.
That's right. And I don't know how they got my name. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm thrilled to make it into your neck of the woods for Chefs in Champagne.
Reading your resume, you definitely deserve to be part of this. And what a career, what a life. TV personality also. I like that new show you're doing for Spike TV, and
that's right.
You guys are doing all sorts of things. It's no longer being a great chef and incorporating great recipes, but now you've got to be in front of the camera also.
Well, just thrilled to death to be a part of it. You know, this is a dream life that I get to live. Doing what I love to do, making people happy using food. And so what's not to like?
So as a chef, as someone who's an author, who's a James Beard Foundation, what does this organization mean to you?
Well, I tell you, the great thing about the Beard Foundation is its ability to perpetuate the American regional food culture. One here in America and to the world, saying that, you know, we are a country of great food, of very interesting cuisines that vary from region to region. And part of perpetuating that is, you know, providing scholarship, and it's providing chefs the opportunity and the platform to get out there and use food to do good.
Now, we're going to be having a big event on the 23rd of July at the Wolfer Estate Vineyards Chefs in Champagne. And there's plenty of chefs and plenty of champagne. We're going to be, you're going to be our honoree, so be prepared.
That's
for
right.
Plenty of press. And
my first time out there in your neck of the woods. First time to the Hamptons, and so I can't wait.
Wow, I was going to say they're going to eat you up, but they're going to eat up your dishes. They're going to eat up but you're going to be sharing the stage with 40 chefs who are bringing their tastings. Those are fun events, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. You know, really humbled by the amount of talent that is marshaled through events like this, with the James Beard Foundation, and they do a great job of just allowing chefs to do what they do best. One, entertain people. Two, there's always a message of doing good with food. Beard Foundation, very instrumental in food policy, and so it's great to meet out there and to have this beautiful event, Chefs in Champagne, where we get to rub elbows with a lot of our comrades, and it's going to be a lot of fun to one, throw a party, and two, use that party to spread the message of what the James Beard Foundation is all about.
And it's a big deal because you have a number of restaurants. Most of them are New Orleans. And
I'm a New Orleans boy from down on the bayou. Haven't made it very far. So yeah, we have 12 restaurants in New Orleans and a few in Texas, and about to open up in Nashville. So we're down in the South. That's where we live, and thrilled to come up and leave the hot summertime for the beautiful Hamptons weather.
On a busy Saturday night, you'll be with us in the Hamptons in Sagaponack at Wolfer Estate, being part of Chefs in Champagne, which is the premier culinary event of the Hamptons summer. And we're going to be so happy to connect with you there at the Hamptons and at Wolfer. And continued success. You have a great story, and your philanthropic work that you do is also something that we admire, because that's what the James Beard Foundation is all about, giving back.
That's right.
And you really are doing that from the get-go. And
well, I'm so looking forward to being there in the Hamptons and spreading a great message of food, fun, and doing good works in the process.
Right, excellent. We invite our viewers, get those tickets early, because it's going to be a sellout event.
That's right. It's going to be a great event. Over 40 chefs, world-renowned chefs meeting there, and the fact that they would be there to honor me, that's going to be a lot of fun.
We're with Demetrius, and you've been giving the libation of the evening here.
Yes. Myself and my partner, Carl Franz Williams, we came up with 3 cocktails for the event. We are featuring 2 right now. The ladies are enjoying them. Actually, the very bright red one is the Elise Palace, which is brown butter plantation rum, blended with Smith & Cross overproof rum, some beet syrup, molasses bitters, and acidic orange juice. So basically we took fresh squeezed orange, and added some malic acid and citric acid to bring it to the same sourness as lemon or lime.
Oh my!
Yeah,
wow,
same acidity.
Wow!
And then the other
Well,
cocktail.
I've got to find that from the ladies.
Yes, of course.
Well, we were just saying we love them because they're not overly sweet. They're not really sweet at all. They're much more savory and appetizing, which is more to our liking
Yes.
as foodie type women.
Absolutely.
But and also, you know, you just don't get like, oh, all I taste is alcohol. You know, there's a very complex taste and very delightful taste.
There's a big story behind it. Now yours also has beet juice.
Beet syrup.
Is that what this is? Okay, it's beautiful.
Are more like culinary delights in a glass, if you would. We fresh press the beets in your cocktail and sweet potato in yours. So yours is basically a daiquiri, which is rum, sugar, and lime. So we gave it a little bit more finesse and made it with a really beautiful Blackwell rum, which is a really dark rum from Jamaica. Demerara syrup, which is it's a brown sugar syrup, has more of the molasses notes and stuff like that. And then fresh lime juice and fresh pressed sweet potato. And we did two bitters in that one, orange bitters and Angostura bitters. And it has a little, well, you said you did it like overly sweet and overly boozy. That is what we want to achieve as bartenders, is making a balanced cocktail. So if we can make a balanced cocktail, you're not going to be overly sweet or overly sour or overly boozy. You have a nice balanced cocktail that puts smiles on ladies' faces.
Yummy. And yeah, appetites are being stimulated as we sip. Yes.
This is a blend of three rums. It's Jamaica. You got it? Sorry. Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados. And then it's aged in France.
Wow. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Tanya, and you're part of this event tonight, aren't you?
Yes. I am a founding member of the James Hemings Foundation, and I've worked together with Ash Bell to co-found and bring to life the foundation itself, the program initiatives, and so we've been working together since he conceived of the idea in 2014 to make this a reality.
Now, you're trained in the culinary arts.
I am trained in the culinary arts, but my first training, I come from a long line of professional cooks that go back to colonial America, coming out of the tobacco plantations out of Maryland and the Chesapeake Bay. So part of my family has a heritage in Maryland and the other part in Virginia, actually, around the same time, late 1600s, early 1700s. And I learned from my mother and her mother and her mother. So it's been passed down, the culinary tradition that I carry, and I've also supplemented it with some classes.
Well, the history of America, black history, can be really focused upon our eating habits, or on food, on the importance and the contribution. But bringing it to today, today's an exciting time because we're surrounded by so many young people who are entering this field of...
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, there's so many... the African American story is unique in that, as I had said before, that it's unique in that it stands separate from the nation of immigrants narrative. And so when you have a group of people where there's not a specific language, there's not a specific one nation to point back to, you've got this uniquely American group, intrinsically linked to American foodways, arguably like no other group in history. Today, the Latino Americans are carrying on that baton in terms of their involvement and connection with many aspects of the culinary arts and agricultural as well. But a group of people who have had a profound impact on American food, American drink, American cuisine development. But because of these dots that are hard to connect, every food comes with its language, right? You think about sushi, you think about tacos, you think about gyros.
It's emotional, isn't it?
Right, and for this ethnic group, all we have is the language of English, and barely that. There's an imposed illiteracy that happens over the centuries, so there aren't a lot of documented recipes. So it's very challenging for a food historian to begin to dig in, but there's a lot of good stuff there, and James's story is special in that he's part of the Hemings family, and he's associated with America's most famous foodie, Thomas Jefferson, who chooses James to come with him to Paris and to be trained in the culinary arts.
It is a great story, and one which we invite our viewers to really focus in on. But we're so wonderful to meet you because you're bringing this story forward, a story that needs to be told. And it's very inspiring, not only in credit to the people of the past, but those who are living the life now of wanting to be part of America's culinary history. So continued success to you, and have a great evening tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
In order to have a great event at the James Beard Foundation, you need accomplished chefs, and I've got 3 accomplished guys. Saw you guys working away. You're Darryl?
I'm Darryl Harmon, yes.
Your name?
Dennis Williford.
And Chef Virgil Harper.
All right, now what dish did you prepare? What have you been working on for the guests tonight?
Okay, I made a stuffed capon with truffle cheese, and I did a chestnut pudding and a tomato bacon gastrique.
Wow.
I worked on the dish that Chef Ashbell's appetizer, which is the duck salad. And we did a foie gras with a Grand Marnier cream and orange zest on a sesame wafer. And that's going to be one of the past hors d'oeuvres tonight.
And I'm accompanying Chef Darryl.
Well, this is a major event bringing together the 2 foundations which are hosting this great event tonight. Where are you guys from? Where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
I'm from Greenville, South Carolina.
And I'm from South Jersey.
Well, I tell you all had to travel north to come to this great event, and we really admire you guys. You're who make it happen. When you hold a great culinary event, you need the guys in the ladies and gentlemen in the kitchen who make it happen. So welcome to the James Beard Foundation House, and continued success.
Thank you.
We're with Gail Jessup White from Monticello.
That's right, Monticello.
Monticello, the
In
Thomas Jefferson Foundation.
In
Wow.
Charlottesville, Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you are a direct descendant to Peter.
Exactly. I'm Peter Jefferson. I'm sorry, Peter Hemings's great-great-great-granddaughter.
But that wasn't a mistake, because there's a connection with the Jeffersons.
Not only that, I'm also a Jefferson descendant. So,
Right.
so it's true. There are lots, and a Randolph descendant. So there are lots of connections that happen there down in Virginia.
Well, your family was the premier family in American history.
Well, I would say this. I wouldn't say that.
Sally.
Well, which family?
Well, the Jefferson, but also the
I would say this, that the Hemings family is probably the best known enslaved family in America. I'll say that. I wouldn't say premier, but certainly the best known.
and known for their beauty and intelligence.
Known for their contributions
Absolutely.
to helping make Monticello what it is, what it was, and what it is.
And tonight we're honoring James Hemings.
That's right.
Wow, what a connection to this great man.
I agree with you. And James Hemings would have been my great-great-great uncle. And his brother Peter, my direct ancestor, learned the culinary arts from him. And he was a wonderful brewer. So he wasn't known as the great chef that his brother was, but he was known as a great brewer of fine beer.
And through it all, they had to deal with slavery.
They
They had to
did.
deal with their intelligence and their abilities and try to make a life of it.
That's true. And they did. One of the tragedies, I think, of the enslaved community in the United States of America is that they had talent, they had gifts, they were individuals, they were people who had desires and wants and needs and talents that were never seen to fruition. They never got to be the complete people that they could have been. So one of the things that we do at Monticello is to learn as much as we can about the lives of enslaved people and to help others recognize them not just as this black, brown, beige monolith moving through history, but as individuals. And that's what's important.
Well, it's like this great play, Hamilton, that's
Yes.
here in New York.
Which I haven't seen.
It's creating such an interest and making it relevant to the people of today. And there are many young people who want to be chefs and want to be in the run restaurants.
Exactly.
And this is a career that that is open to everyone.
Exactly.
James Beard said food is the common ground.
Food has always been the common ground, and in America, we are beginning to embrace our heritage, and we as African Americans are embracing our history, and what we offered, our contributions to haute cuisine. So I'm learning this evening.
Well, great contribution and being here tonight here at the James Beard House, and thank you for representing your family and telling all of us the story of the Hemings and the Jeffersons. Any will with the Jeffersons? Was there any, was there any money left to the descendants?
Well, you know that Thomas Jefferson died deeply in debt.
Oh, wow.
And Monticello was sold, and the overwhelming majority of the enslaved people he owned were auctioned right there at Monticello in 1826.
Well, we don't want any of that, you know.
No.
No debts.
But nonetheless, Thomas Jefferson clearly made huge contributions to not just the United States of America, but to the entire world. We're about to celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day, and his immortal words that all men are created equal have rung throughout history all around the world. And while those words didn't apply to all men or women at the time, they do today. So what Jefferson did was very powerful, and we continue to be influenced by that. And the Hemings family was very influential in that plantation. So I'm really honored to be here. I am really proud to be a Hemings, which I incidentally just learned in the last year. So this is just a great experience and a great honor. And as a representative of the Thomas Jefferson Foundation, I can say that we are really looking forward to developing our friendship with the James Beard House, and especially with the James Hemings Foundation. We're really excited about this and the opportunity.
A fascinating story you have, KJ Baisa. And your company is?
I'm with the Institute for Art and Old Fashion in Los Angeles.
Now you're here tonight for this great Revolutionary War, colonial time event.
Absolutely.
But your specialty is scents.
It's the olfactory sense and its relationship to memory. I'm a medical doctor, and my interest basically is about memory disorders. And what we're doing here with the Institute of Art and Old Fashion, we produce fragrances that are meant to be smelled afterwards, not during the dinner. It's very complicated to create a fragrance exactly to match a dish, because there's so many different flavors and scents in a dish. For example, the capon has blue cheese, it has truffles. It's very complicated. Unless
you're familiar with the menu tonight?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
yeah.
What is the menu tonight?
Well, it includes, the famous ones are macaroni and cheese, which was a dish that James Hemings actually specialized in, topped with Parmesan instead of the stuff we're using now. And also the thing that's akin to a baked Alaska, which was actually ice cream inside of a warm pastry shell. And in 1790, that was quite an accomplishment to have something cold inside of something warm. So those are the two standouts.
So this menu tonight is based on that historical event that took place, which was the great, they call it the Reconciliation Dinner.
Right, yeah.
That was held here in New York City.
Yeah.
That really helped bring the states together from warring in a way.
It did in a sense. I mean, some people were unhappy with the way that they were going to actually use Washington, D.C. as the capital. Some people wanted it in Philly. I think temporarily it went to Philly.
Yes.
But this is a loose interpretation. This is not a direct looking at the menu and recreating every dish. These chefs here have been given the charge of interpreting the dishes that were given out at the Reconciliation Dinner of 1790.
Now, is there a scent that is indicative of that time?
Not exactly. What we were asked to do at the Institute of Art and Old Fashion, our director, Saskia Wilson-Brown, actually was given instructions on the Maiden Lane, which is where, I think he was at 57 Maiden Lane,
yes.
Jefferson's home was. And so Maiden Lane was actually the location of the Fly Market, which is where James Hemings probably got his produce. It had vegetables, it had chickens, it had slaughterhouses. Actually, they had cows coming from New Jersey that they slaughtered there. Also, as a note though, they had slave enclosures there as well. So our scent that we produce is not going to be so dark, but it should invoke some of that feeling of Maiden Lane of 1790.
Thank you for joining us. For WVVH-TV, I'm Ernie Shimizi.